Hi, Kids Company children. So this week, as we learn about amphibians, we're going to read one of Zara's favorite storybooks. It's Tad's Tale. So we're going to read about the magnificent change, or the word metamorphosis, from a tadpole to a frog. Enjoy as we read it together. Tad's Tale. Taddy Tadpole was looking sad. "Why so glum?" said Goldie Goldfish. "Things can't be that bad." "Look at me," said Taddy. "I'm just a top and a tail." "Well," said Goldie, "you could be a snail, without its shell. It's a little hard to tell." But Tad still looked glum. One day, a dog at the side of the pool looked down and asked, "Why so sad this fine sunny day?" "Look at me," said Tad, "a top and a tail." "So," grinned the dog, "you're a tiny whale. When you're sad, you said to be blue. You must be a blue whale," laughed the dog, and then he bounded away. Later that day, a farmer came to the pond with his little girl. "What's that funny grey thing?" asked the girl as she gave her fishing net a whirl. "That's a tadpole," said the farmer to his daughter, looking at the place she had her net in the water. Sad Tad swam away, saying to himself, "Even that pretty little girl thinks I'm a funny thing." Tad swam on. He met Goldie again. "It's not just me, it's my silly name, Tadpole." "Well," said Goldie, "a name is no big deal, but it does matter how you feel. Does the dragonfly look like a dragon? Does the ladybird look like a bird?" "But you have a nice name," said Tad. "You're a fish, a goldfish. I'm a grey tadpole." One day, a cat at the side of the pool looked down and asked, "Why so sad this fine sunny day? I'm a top and a tail with a silly name." "And I'm a cat who's a little lame," said the cat as she hobbled away. The days grew longer and warmer. Goldie and Tad became good friends. One day, Tad told Goldie that he felt a little strange. "I think I'm growing legs," he said. Goldie looked at him and said, "I see what you mean, and your eyes seem larger." A few days later, Tad said in a panic, "Goldie, I think my tail is shrinking. What will I do?" But Goldie had no idea what could be happening. Soon, Tad's tail had gone. Goldie took a good look at Tad. 4 legs, big eyes, no tail, and green skin. It reminded her of something. "A frog!" she shouted. "You're a frog!" A wide smile lit up Tad's face. A green jumping frog. He jumped onto a lily pad beside the ladybird and started to sing. "I'm not a snail or a tiny whale. I really must tell that silly dog that Tad's an amazing green jumping frog." What fun he was going to have! He could swim in the pool with Goldie, or he could hop around the pool with the lame cat. Just then the dragonfly flew by. "Maybe one day I'll even fly," laughed Tad, no longer looking glum and sad. "You'll be lucky," answered a quiet voice above. Tad looked up and saw a beautiful butterfly. "You're a magnificent creature," said Tad. "I've been watching the pond. You weren't very happy as a tadpole," said the butterfly. "No," replied Tad. "I much prefer being a frog." "It's all part of growing up," said the butterfly. "You seem to know a lot. Are you grown up?" "I think so," the butterfly replied. "Were you a tadpole?" asked Tad. "No, I think I was one of those creepy crawly things," he said, pointing to a caterpillar. "Gosh, you're much more handsome now. Are you happier as a butterfly?" "It's different. Life is all about change and growing up." "You know, you've talked about flying. Would you like to try?" "Oh, sure would," said Tad, "but how?" "Well, you're such a tiny frog. You could hop on my back." That sounds very exciting. Where will we fly? I think we'll just fly around the garden and the fields. The world's a wonderful place, said the butterfly. Hold on. The garden was full of flowers. Under a large bush, fast asleep, lay the lame cat. Nearby, a farmer and his young daughter were walking through a field of sheep with the dog that had called Tad a tiny whale. Further on, they saw cows and pigs and hens. In the field closest to the garden was the little girl's pony. Finally, they came to rest on the bush, where the lame cat was curled up, still sleeping peacefully in the shade. The farmer's daughter is a very pretty little girl, stuttered Tad, slightly breathless from the trip. Yes, replied the butterfly. Her father calls her his little princess. You're a bit heavier than I imagined, he continued. I think we'd better head home. They landed near the pond and Tad hopped onto a lily leaf. Recovering his breath, he gasped, That was amazing, thank you. There really are some wonderful creatures in the world, and they are all so different. Well, just remember it's not what's outside that's important. It's what's inside. Today you did fly. So keep aiming high, said the butterfly. Just think, one day the little princess may see you and give you a kiss, and you'll change into a handsome prince. That's how the fairy tale ends, he said with a grin. See you round. Imagine that. I really did fly. Up in the sky ever so high. Then laughing and croaking, he jumped back into the pond to tell Goldie all about his amazing day and to dream of kissing a princess.